Hello everyone, WILDMAN here. Now on today's episode, I went to a commercial gym and I was doing my typical strongman training in giant set format. And a lot of people ask me, how are you able to do that in a commercial gym? Sometimes equipment isn't available and other times it's just crowded. So here are my tips and tricks to get your strongman movements done in giant set format when you're at a commercial gym. So let's pop in and check out today's workout. So this is what I've got set up for the day. It's going to be the axle bench press because this commercial gym has an axle bar. So I'm very fortunate that it's here because I'm able to do this variation lift of the bench press, which is excellent for the chest since it's thicker in diameter. And I'm also going to be using the trap bar, and that's going to stay the same weight at 145 pounds. I'm going to walk it to and from the gym and set it right back down to where I began. And that's going to be the giant set for the day. Now, I was very fortunate this day because the gym was empty. I kind of know when the commercial gym here is going to be less people, and I kind of know what time the rush is going to start. So since that's the case, I've adjusted my schedule to be in the gym when virtually nobody is in there, or maybe like 1 to 2 people. So I'm not competing for the weights or for equipment, nor do I have to worry about asking people to move out of the way as I'm doing my farmer carries and my strongman movements. Now, of course, I love working out at my house because I have all of the strongman equipment that I need in order to fulfill my training needs. But I was fortunate that this commercial gym, and I'm kind of noticing a pattern that most commercial gyms now have more strongman equipment or CrossFit equipment. So that gives me much more options to use when I'm in a commercial gym. Now, the benefit of working out alone, like I said, is you get to use all the equipment to your heart's desire. But I also like it when people are in the gym too, because then they look at what I'm doing and they see what kind of numbers I'm putting up and they see how I train and they kind of get intrigued. And that actually makes it a decent conversation to have with these people in the gym about doing strongman or just changing up their training a little bit to make it a little bit more fun and to make it a little bit more spicier. Because sometimes just doing the monotonous barbell movements and treadmill walks and seated shoulder shrugs or whatever are not giving people the same excitement that I feel when I come to the gym, because coming to the gym doesn't feel like a chore for me. Every bench press and every movement is always fun and exciting because it's usually different. Now, this was my second to top set. So this is 300 pounds on the axle bar, and it moved very efficiently and very fast. So those J-cups were really giving me a hard time, to tell you the truth. I had a hard time getting it out of the rack, and I wanted to switch it out pretty bad, but I already felt like there was a lot of weight on there, so I just had to deal with it. And I decided to go for 330 pounds today instead of 320, because that was the plan, because of just how fast 300 moved. And getting out of the J-cup was really the hardest thing about this commercial gym and getting it out of the rack. But once I had it, it gets a little spicy as I get up into the middle, which is excellent because I was able to push through it, and it just kind of tells me that my triceps need a little bit more work on the lockout. So now I know where I'm at on the bench press, and I know what I need to do in order to make that lift go up a little bit faster. So after that, I decided to go to 260 pounds on the axle bar, and I was going to do a lot more reps. The plan was to do 3 rounds and 8 repetitions on the axle bench press. But the weight after every round was going to go up on the trap bar. So I was going to try to farmer's carry as much as I can. And remember, I don't have any equipment on. Those are wrist wraps that I have on my wrists. So those aren't like supports or anything like that. They're mainly just to catch sweat. I don't have any elbow wraps or elbow sleeves. I'm not using a belt. So I'm not really using anything that weightlifters would use to try to make this a little bit easier. But that was the point of it. I wanted to make sure that I was really working those muscles in kind of a raw fashion. And as this weight's going up, this is my X-wing theory, where you go up in your main movement for the strength giant set, and then for the volume or variation giant set, dependent upon which one you're doing, then you just add more weight to whatever the antagonistic movement was, which in this case was the farmer carry, because I'm really working my back a lot in my posterior chain and my shoulders, but the antagonistic portion of the shoulders, because you do a lot of pressing with your shoulders up, but how many times do you equally use weight or use more weight to pull your shoulders down in a polar opposite way? And so that's why the farmer carry is so good for your shoulders and for your posterior chain, and really a demonstration of your strength. So now we're starting to get up into my top set for the volume. So again, I'm just trying to maintain that 260 pounds on the axle bar bench press while loading this up to a heavier weight as well. And I must say, I believe at the end of this round, I don't get 8, I get to 7, but that's really good. I couldn't be happier for that, because that axle bar, because of its thick diameter, in my opinion, I get way more chest activation using this kind of bar. So since I'm doing this in conjunction with no equipment, no belt, trap bar farmer carries, I couldn't be happier with the results of this. So this ended up being a little bit lighter than what I wanted to do. So when I got to the other side, I loaded it up to 400 pounds. And as you can see, now people are starting to trickle in now, so I'm ending this workout perfect. And I ended up just farmer carrying 400 pounds across the entire gym with no belt and no equipment. So it was an excellent workout. So there you have it. Those are my tips and tricks when it comes to working out in a commercial gym. And there's some options that you can take if you want to enjoy your time a little bit better inside of a commercial gym. Until next time, thank you.